check what's going. So yeah, I'll just double check what's going. Yeah. Right, let's just wait for some people to get in there, and yeah, we'll get this underway, I guess. Hopefully I should have this kind of set up again on Monday, so tomorrow, for my commentary. And we've already got one watching. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. So I have got a few talking points which I've got notes on my phone for. I'll just double check them now, and we'll see. As soon as a couple more people get in, maybe if we're just stuck with one, I don't mind. People will see it in the future. Yeah. So this is my first time, obviously, hosting a podcast. We usually have Oliver doing the post-season and the current, so the pre-season and the post-season podcast. He did the post-season one last time, and he did the pre-season one on Friday as well, and I was in that. And yeah, I can't wait for, well, yeah, to go underway, and I'll just wait for a couple minutes. I have just realised I've been on mute. Okay, yeah, that is amazing. I did this in Brazil, in GP1 last season. Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to whiz through this really quickly. So, as I said, McLaren pace, they are slow. They are not looking good. We thought they would be good, but they're not. Ferrari's pace though, it looks amazing. And I think, yeah, the Ferrari pace looks amazing. And yeah, I think it probably is going to be great for the future for Ferrari. And I think this will be the new Ferrari era. For what we saw in the early 2000s, it was the old Ferrari era, and I think that's what they're aiming for again, either with Mick or Charles, because that would be amazing to see those two fighting out, because I think that's what Ferrari would do, definitely. Yeah. So, back on to the next subject. I have Max vs Charles. So we saw a great battle with two youngsters, and I believe that could be what we see for the season or for the future, because that is amazing to see two young, feisty, great talents of drivers racing side by side, and it was amazing to see as a fan, and as, yeah, just it was amazing to see all together. So, yeah, as I put on my notes here, Ferrari are back. That's amazing to see such a historic team back at the top of the grid with a couple of years of struggling. This is the first time since 2007, 2008 they've built a championship winning car. That car that they've built can bring them to the championship this season, even the double, because the double that has just happened with the double DNF for Red Bull could lose them both championships here, because if Max fought for the championship, that might all just be gone with this one race. Same with, well, the double DNF, obviously. It's going to really hurt the Constructors' chance, and Ferrari getting a 1-2 it's amazing for them. And yeah, it looks amazing for them to be back at the top, back everything. Yeah, so I'll check what I've got next on my notes. So Red Bull engine has reliability problems, so Red Bull powertrains, they've kicked out Honda, they've brought back Red Bull powertrains, and it's got them nowhere. It's looking terrible for them. I think, I don't know, I think they need to sort that reliability out, because they've had 3 DNFs with their own powertrain. 3 Red Bull powertrain drivers, sorry, all DNF out of 4. That's 3 out of 4. It's not a good look for them at all. And yeah, I was saying it seized up the gearbox for Perez, and his rear's locked up, and he spun, obviously. And then Verstappen had some, I believe it was hydraulics. It was something to do with that, because his power steering was apparently messed up. And Gasly, I think, yeah, I watched it back, the incident, only the Gasly one, sorry, and it was curb. He hit the curb, and it just went off completely. Everything just went off. Nothing, nada, no, everything gone. And it's just not what they want at all. It's horrible for them to see 3 of their own drivers retire from the first race. As I said, it's going to impact their constructors' standings at the end of the season probably, and even the driver standings if Verstappen loses it by a couple of points, it's going to be because of this race. He was on for second, or even third maybe, and then his engine, it just goes. And yeah, that's not what they want at all. And yeah, speaking of engines, I think Ferrari have nailed it. Like, they've fully just nailed it completely. Everything perfect. And look at them, they're P1 and 2, and P5 and P10. And I can't remember where Bottas finished. They're all Ferrari powertrains. And Mick P11 as well. I feel sorry for Mick, but the fact that Zhou beat first off a Schumacher, second off a driver that's been in F1 for a year, and Zhou himself being slagged off, or like a load before the season. Everyone's saying he's a pay driver, he's got no talent, he's terrible, but he isn't. He's got points on his F1 debut. That takes some talent. No matter how many DNFs you have, it's going to take talent to get points on your debut. No matter how slow your car is, no matter how fast your car is, to get points on your F1 debut, talent. And he's in a midfield car as well, with Schumacher, Magnussen, Bottas. That midfield is looking stacked this year, and he's gotten points. That's good. That's good. That's amazing from him. And yeah, I think it's a dream start for him. And I saw a video of him with tears of joy, and it's so nice to watch. It's amazing. So yeah, on to the next topic. We have Kevin Magnussen, P5. He was called up late due to the Mazepin situation, and he's delivered on his first outing. P5. That's amazing again. He hasn't been in an F1 car for a year. It's a bit like Hulkenberg really, but he's done better than Hulkenberg. Obviously, with Aston Martin being near the bottom, it's hard for Hulkenberg to do anything. Just 2 minutes, just see what Martin's doing. Yeah, okay. So, it was just something to do with some basketball, nothing to do with anything else. Sorry, I shouldn't have looked. That's completely on me. So, yeah, K-Mag, and yeah, it's looking good for him. It's looking good for all Ferrari power cars, as I think next round, unless it's just a fluke, a one-off in Bahrain, I don't think it will be. I think to get a 1-2 in the opening race firstly, and to beat the Red Bull and the reigning world champion is, even without his engine like just getting destroyed, it's still good to beat the world champion. He was beating him. He was gonna win. Like Charles was gonna win. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a very interesting season if Red Bull can sort out their reliability. And yeah, on to the next thing, onto the front wings, the new front wings. I've seen a clip of Albon and Stroll. So you know, in the old cars, if your front wing, the corner of your front wing, you can see there, touch the rear of, well, your rear tire, it will puncture usually, but now it doesn't. I think it adds more to racing. You can touch, you can barge, I guess, a little bit more. You can make a little bit more contact. I think it's a little more safer to do that, as it won't destroy the other person's front wing, your front wing, and it also won't like destroy someone else's race with a puncture. And I think that's amazing to see with the new regulations. No matter how slow the cars will be, I think it adds more to the safety and to the racing. because with with the racing, it's still good. The racing's good. Adds more to you can barge a bit more, you can race a bit more, you can touch a little bit more, and you also won't have that risk of a puncture if you just slightly touch the back of someone's car. I think that's amazing to see for the FIA, because if you can get a puncture and you don't have a clue about it, that could cause a massive accident, especially at somewhere like Monaco or Azerbaijan or anywhere really, apart from France maybe, because it's France. Like the runoffs are massive, and yeah, I think that's going to be good to see. And yeah, onto something else now to do with the cars. Well, to do with the regulations, I think the new tyre blanket rule for the obviously for the new tyre blankets, I think it could cause some crashes in the future for tight pit lanes, because you've decreased the tyre temperature in the tyre blankets now, so they're a lot cooler when you come out. And we saw Hamilton and Leclerc struggling when they came out of the pits. Hamilton went straight on out the exit of the pits, so I don't think it's safe at all. I think it adds more excitement and unpredictability, but in tight pit lanes it could add crashes, and I don't think that's safe at all. And yeah, I don't think it's a good addition at all. So moving on to my final point, this is more to do with your your opinion, but I think Max Verstappen needs to calm down a bit. He became very angry after he was behind Leclerc. That's all. That's going to happen in a race. You're going to be behind people all the time in races, no matter what. You don't need to get angry about it. You're going to lose focus then, and you're going to lose a lot more then. You'll lose a lot more pace when you're angry than when you are calm or anything, because you'll push the car to new limits, which might gain you some pace, but it'll also take the life out of your tyres, and that's what we saw with Max. He did a massive dive bomb on Leclerc, but locked his front right massively, which sent him straight on, second off gave Charles DRS, and third lost him a load of time and tyre life. So I don't think I think he really needs to calm down. He's a world champion now. He needs to mature a bit more. I think before he gets another world championship, because he is. Yeah, you look at all the other world champions. You see Alonso, Hamilton, Vettel. Who else? Oh. Who else is world champion on the grid? You can't just have Vettel, Alonso, Hamilton. I think that there should be more, shouldn't there? Excluding Max, this is. So Hamilton. I think there's only 3 world champions now on the grid after Kimi retired. But even still, they are calm. They don't go for stupid, aggressive moves that mean they'll crash out. They might crash others out. But I think going for those moves as world champion is unneeded and reckless, because I think you can do them as a non-world champion because you want to prove yourself, you want to be world champion, you want to do that to become world champion, which I don't think it's a good idea to do that before you get a world champion. But still, they will do that. But I think Max needs to grow up now. He's a world champion. He's got that number 1 on the car, and he's not being the smartest driver in the world, I think. But yeah. That was my final point, and that'll be the end of this little stream. Hopefully, if I'm allowed, I'll have my camera on tomorrow for my commentary for GP5. Yeah. If not, I will definitely have it on for next Sunday after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. in Jeddah, which, with the fireworks we saw last season, I hope we see it again. But as I said, that tyre temperature in the pit lane is going to be deadly on the exit. But yeah, it's still fun. I guess I'll either see you tomorrow or I'll see you next week. So yeah, thank you for watching.